All right, so we have something very, very exciting and something that I've never personally seen being done before on the internet before. I'm joined here with Sarush. He is my mindset coach and my hypnosis coach. And one of the things that he did for me, which was very transformational in my life and business, was just helping me to understand myself. Now, me being someone who runs an e-com brand, I run a team of around 10 people right now. I thought it would be very, very valuable if I could understand my team a little bit more so that I could help manage them a bit better. Because when I understood myself, I was able to understand why I made certain decisions, why I acted in certain ways. And that really helped me to just literally manage myself better. So if I can understand my team better, that's only going to help me to understand them better. And it's only going to make massive impacts in our business. So yeah, Sarush is going to be breaking down all of their personalities today. And I think it's going to be very, very insightful and interesting. So yeah, thank you for being here, Sarush. I'm excited, man.
Yes, thank you for this intro. And your team is already coming in, so I'm gonna keep it short. Yeah, Liam told it very right. Thank you for the nice words. Is that when you get to know yourself better, you make better choices, you can accept yourself and actually move forward in the right direction. And if you have a team, you can lead them in the right direction. So Liam did first the right thing to work on himself, and now he wanna upgrade his team so everything is like aligned for the best results ever. Because it's proven when the team culture is on point. I've seen it in the country I used to live, Holland. The business is growing like crazy because they're all internally motivated to go all in because they know where their strengths are, where their weaknesses are, and
Yeah.
also because a guy like Liam, a business owner that cares about his team, invests in his team in time and energy, people really appreciate that on a deeper level. So they want to work even harder for Liam, for the company, and especially for the mission because
Yes.
they use their strengths. So that's what we're gonna optimize today. We're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting. You're gonna see, Liam, how people react on things
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
haven't been
For sure.
aware of.
For
And we're
sure.
gonna use some takeaways they can literally directly use in their business, and also what will affect your business in a positive way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think
guys.
also it just comes down like to understand, like when you feel understood in an interpersonal relationship, you feel a lot more motivated to show up and actually just participate in that relationship on literally a
Mhm.
foundational level. If someone understands you, it makes you want to speak to them more, be more open with them, collaborate with them. So I think me understanding my team members will hopefully help me to make them feel understood as well.
Yes, greatly, greatly put. You do that always.
Cool. Let's get
Let's.
the team in here.
Yeah. Are you okay if I explain their test, by the way, while they sit, while the rest is there?
100%, man. Yeah.
Okay,
Everyone
good.
here
It's open.
subscribe to it. Yeah.
Good.
I
Yeah, that's like you
didn't force
consent.
nobody to come on board.
Good, good, good. Okay, welcome, guys.
What's
Good
up, guys?
morning.
How we doing? Good morning. Good morning.
What's up, bro? How you guys
Yes,
doing?
guys, this is Sarush. He's my hypnosis coach and been working with him for the past while. He's really helped me to just like understand my own personality as well and why I make certain decisions and why I react to things in certain ways, which is super valuable in life, in business, in decision making. But I'll let him explain a little bit more. But yeah, so far, Sarush, we got Vian, he's my lead editor. We got Jesse, he's also one of our editors. Luke, who's been helping us in the back end with a lot of stuff as well. Kiara, who is our social media manager, and James, who just joined in, which is my partner and creative strategist.
Good. Nice to meet you all. Good to see you. How you doing? What time is it like where you are? Where's everybody? Where's everybody? Where are you, James?
I think most of the team we're all in South Africa, except for Luke and Liam. I think the rest of us we all in South Africa,
Yeah,
home for all of us.
That's cool.
yeah, yeah.
Kiara?
All of us are South African.
Oh,
So primarily South African based team, and Luke and I are in Europe at the moment.
so all in South Africa, the rest.
Yeah,
Nice.
we
Yeah.
spread out. I'm in Cape Town, James is in Durban, Vian's in Cape Town, everyone's in all different places but South Africa.
Cool, cool. So there's a spirit of warriors here because that's how I see South African people.
That's true. That's also how I
Yeah.
see South African people.
Good. So good, good. So I'm
100%.
I'm happy that there's a screen in between. Otherwise, I don't know if I would survive this. But now it's good. No, we're all joking. I had a when I was young, like 10 years old, I went to Portugal to play for the Dutch soccer team for Olympic level. So it's one lower than the highest level, and we played against Spain and France and stuff. And there was one, I remember, there was one referee. He was from South Africa, and I don't know what it was, but he was like super grateful and he loved us, so we became friends. And he taught us all the South African words, like it's very Dutch, you know. So we had so much fun because we talked Dutch to him and he talked South African to us. So since then, like 10 years old, I always had like a connection with South Africa. And my friends went to Cape Town, and then I met Liam in Bali, and he's like, "I'm from South." You know how I react? I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool! I want to go to Cape Town. It's on my vision board for a
Yeah.
while." But yeah, you need to have the right season for it. So yeah, I have a good connection with it. But we're not gonna
I
talk
think
about.
South Africans have aura, bro. I did some boxing with a guy from the UK yesterday. Before he even threw any hands, he's like, "No, bro, you're gonna destroy me. You're from South Africa." Like, okay, like happy that you have that like preconceived notion. Amazing.
Exactly. They're very honest. No, you guys are seen as good people, so it's positive. Okay, guys, who's ready? Who's ready? Although you don't know what we're gonna do, who's ready? If you're ready, just raise your hand because then I know you're ready. Okay, good. Otherwise you'll be ready. Yes? Only Jesse is not ready yet.
Jesse's not ready,
Yes.
bro. What's up?
I raise my hand, right? Uh,
You just gotta raise it, bro.
Like
Using like the shoulder
oh,
muscles,
it's
pull
a
it up.
micro
I thought
commitment.
that's that's what I did.
And
Yeah,
Zoom
yeah.
reacts really well on it. Like they tell you when you raise your hand. So no, like interaction is important because you will save, like you'll literally your memory will be stronger next time when we think about this. What we gonna do? Oh, Bradley,
Yes, bring him in.
he's just on time. Welcome.
Bradley. He's also South African, by the way.
Okay, go another one.
Another one, man. It's
Welcome,
too many of
Bradley.
us taking over. Hey, Brad,
Mm,
you there? Okay, no worries. I think let's just proceed.
okay. Yes. So, any one of you have an idea what we're gonna do today?
Nope.
Yeah, I gave him a rough rundown, but I don't even know what you're gonna do, to be honest. So
Keeping it simple, that's one thing, that's for sure. And I got all of your tests, so I probably know more about you than most people do. Thank you. It's all safe and secret. I know a lot of secrets of people, so don't worry. And it's very important to know that what today is not about good or bad. It's about like what's working for you or what's not. And we're gonna talk about your personality. And I did personality psychology, so it's literally a whole world to this. Welcome, Bradley. Good to see you. We just started, so if you just bump in, you're good. And what is shown is, like, first of all, the test is backed up by like 100 plus studies from Jordan Peterson, so it's very, very, very well studied. Human beings are very complex, so that's why I say behavior is not good or bad. It's just a question: does it work for you or not? Is it helping or like constructive or destructive? Constructive is helping you, destructive is literally destructive, so it beats you down. And out of the personality test, you have more tendencies. So, for example, Kiara or Luke, what I see, Kiara is very outgoing. So that's very good with people and like socializing and, for example, sales. And Luke is more down to earth, like more inside, more introvert. He's not only introvert, but more inside, but very like he goes for his goals. Like the guy, you give him a goal and he will go for it. And like a horse has like his vision like this. And it's a great example to reach goals. But Kiara will more like search for social situations because she feels more alive. And there are tendencies. So it's not how you are like forever, but for now, it's very strong behavior that you tend to do. Yes. So what I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go through all of your tests, and I just pick a few things because as you have seen, who read a little bit through the test, just like scanning, and saw how much it is, like how complex it actually is. It is Personality is super complex, so a lot of tests are crap. They like you're green or red or blue like an apple or a pear. Yeah, and then they expect you to direct your behavior well, but this test goes from 0 to 100 like a scale, and you score somewhere there, and it means like from 0 to 50 like below average, and other above average, meaning if I put you in a situation with stress, I know what you're gonna do because it's an instant reaction. Very good to know about personality is like 40 to 60% is already set. You cannot change it. Meaning you have parents, your father and mother combined is your DNA. And like you take over like 50, on average, 50% of your parents. And the goal with a personality test is more not to change everything, more to accept things and know how to direct, see your strengths, weaknesses, and learn to work with them. If there's 40 or 60% personality, what's left? The other 40 to 60% around it, and you can change it. So personality is very strong. I'm not going to change your personality, but like the way you think about things, the meaning you give it, how you deal with emotions, that's changeable. Yes? You still following me? And that's very important. So how you react, yes, there's personality involved. If you are your neuroticism is your emotions, you will react like boom. And if you're low, you're like, yeah, I couldn't care less. But that has a very good side and also a different. I don't talk in bad sides, but it has a different side in social situations. You can come over as cold, for example, but that's just partly how you are. So I want you to focus on more like accepting yourself more, and the takeaways that I made for you are really something you have to take action on. Because I can tell you the greatest information, what I've learned this from experts that are in the field for many years. But if you don't apply this, it's just nothing. It's like you see a gold mine and you just watch it like someone else taking it. So you have to use it in your advantage. Yes, and that will benefit you. I think internet popped out with Chiara.
There's no worries. Let's keep rolling.
Yes? Okay. Who knows? Check. So, that being said, I'm going through the tests. And what I will do is I go through every person, but also gonna ask you what you notice and how you think about this. Yes, welcome back. This is very important. I want you to see if you can agree or disagree and why, so you can
Yeah.
motivate it, and that way you also memorize it way better. First
I
of all,
mean,
there are five. Yes.
one thing that was very valuable for me when we went through my test was not taking what it says as gospel, but
Yes.
more looking for ways to interpret it. Because a lot of it, might say something about you where you want to instantly say, no, that's not me, because you feel like you know yourself more than this test, and rightfully so. But a lot of the times when you look at it a bit more in depth, you realize, okay, this is kind of what it means. This is how I can interpret it. Okay, I do see situations like that popping up into my life. So I think just like be open to what it's saying, and then you'll really see, okay, that's what it means.
Yeah, well explained because you experienced it. So thank you for sharing because it's so important that you are here with an open mind. Otherwise, you cannot take. If you're like, yes, I'm like this, I don't want to listen, I don't want to learn, or that's a fixed mindset. That's not a growth mindset. That will keep you where you are. The most successful people that I know and friends of mine that are doing like 10 years in business, a lot of great teams, they still open, but they're open to the people who are like further in information and in action, not like someone who doesn't know anything. Yes. So I'm here to help you. I'm here to tell you something that's really valuable and not to judge you. I just observe things. I give it back to you. What you do with it is onto you. And my hope for you is that you take it as something valuable and you will make it even better. What I've seen personally is like I didn't understand myself for many years. I always thought like I was reacting too emotional. I was what sometimes was true actually, or that my being myself was too much. And I don't know, maybe you hear things like, oh, you're too much, or hey, why you always quiet, or hey, why you react like this, or hey, why you always working. Some things you always repeatedly do. And then I did my test, and honestly, I think like 30 to 40% of my behavior I could finally accept. And that helped me to make myself so much stronger, because now I was like, I'm not gonna focus on these things anymore. I'm gonna focus on the right things. And also, I literally said goodbye to some people because they didn't accept me as I am, and that brought me to better people. Also, the friends, the business, and the people around me that all did this test. They also send it to me, and they want me to let them know what they see. They progressed so hugely. Like a few weeks ago, Liam knows I was in Holland, and my friend has a team, big team like you, like 9 or 10 people. They're doing great in business, like internationally. And he did all the tests. And you know what's beautiful? When there happens something, instead of the owner, that's my friend, reacting like angry, he's like, "Yeah, I know that you have a hard time with it because of your personality, but I want you to react on like in this way." And in that way, they felt so understood that the team keeps moving forward. The woman who's very socials in sales and is connecting with people, and the guy who's like into his own world all the time, he does like programming. He loves it. And so everybody is on their place, on the right spot. And then they come together as a team with lunch break, and they'll have a good time because they literally feel good. They act better, they perform better. Yes? So this is a huge thing. A lot of miscommunication is because not because what's being said, but because there's not enough understanding of it. And that's really different. Okay, so there are 5 components, 5 dimensions, Jordan Peterson says, and one of them is agreeableness, and 2 subdimensions are compassion and politeness. Agreeableness has to do with behavior in interpersonal relationships, meaning with others. Then the other one is conscientiousness, big one in business, and 2 dimensions, industriousness and orderliness. It says about hard work, persistence, eye for detail, and like structures and plans, really a business thing. And extraversion is like the tendency, like how you react to positive emotions, and such as joy, for example. Enthusiasm and assertiveness are 2 subdimensions. Enthusiasm is like when you hear an idea, you're like, wow. And someone else is like, oh, okay, nice, very rational. And assertiveness is like how much you care about other people, our other things. So, for example, problems of others. One cares, and this is a big one. This I'll explain further later, but this is a big one because people think they're like very they some people can think like that you're not kind or harsh or like a dick or like a woman that doesn't care, but actually you're not really have the tendency to go towards you go to other things. But if you don't know that, people see you as shit and you don't understand why. And that's why a lot of relationships get like on the edge. And even in relationships, I see it. I literally see it. They say like, "Oh, my boyfriend is so harsh," and then he's like, "Yeah, she doesn't understand me," and that's literally a personality thing. Um, Neuroticism has to do with emotions and negative emotions such as sadness, anger, yeah, hatred, the sensitivity to it, anxiety also, and withdrawal and volatility are the subdimensions. And withdrawal has to do like you have the sensitivity, but also like how fast can you come back from an emotion. Some people very fast, some people take like a lot of time before they're back to their normal state. And volatility has to do with like how intense do you experience emotions, so positive emotions and negative emotions. That's why it's not good or bad, because they both have their positive and negatives, but later on that more. And then openness, intellect, and aesthetics. The openness is how open are you to new ideas, abstract ideas, philosophy. Aesthetics, how does it look? Social media manager will see more like, oh, or like, hey, how does it look? Or like the visual strategist here, like, oh, how does it look? And the other one will be more like, this sounds interesting. So that's openness. All right. I will start with, because it's on top of my list, Luke. Your
I think
agreeableness.
just to jump in, after you do Luke, I think do Kiara because she has to jump at 10:30.
Sorry about that. I just have a family wedding. But I'll listen in on my phone for the rest of it as well.
That's great. So 10:30 you have to leave, like in 12 minutes. Okay.
Yes, but I'll turn my camera off because I'm just hopping in a car and I'll still listen in because it's so interesting. I love this stuff, so I don't want to like completely leave the meeting.
You have to leave in 12 minutes or now?
12 minutes.
Minutes. In
Well,
12 minutes.
then I propose to do Kiara first and
Do
then
Kiara
you.
first.
Yes?
If that's
Yeah.
okay. Sorry. Thank you.
No problem. You were second, actually. That's interesting. So I'll start with you. Agreeableness 93. That's very high. Also, everything I say is not good or bad, okay? It's observations.
Mhm.
Very high, meaning you're caring, empathetic, and women on average are higher in agreeableness. Would be something if women would be saying a lot of no too, then everything is no and there's no yes anymore. And also to be loving and caring, you say yes more often. It's very good because in social situations, people love you and love to connect with you, and you like to do things and go with the flow. And that's really what I have two sisters see with them. What is important is that like people can also go over your boundaries. So because you say yes often, it's automatically. You have to watch like and you have to check in with your feelings. Like, does this feel good or not to me? And then your lesson here is like to learn to speak out when you say like see like okay, this is really not something for me. I don't know why, but that's your intuition. Like because your agreeableness is tendencies to say yes immediately. Do you recognize that?
100%. And sometimes I say yes too much and take on too much before like checking in with myself and where I'm at. Because I'm
Yes.
like always want to kind of help people and be like where people are at, but like I don't really recognize where I'm standing with it
Yes.
before I say yes. Yeah.
Exactly. So I want you to do this is a big win. One of the people I work with, I made him aware of it. It felt painful because he had to literally skip one of his team members. Liam won't just skip anyone here. But what happened because he said no, he didn't say no, and he wanted to say no. So it's really important that you watch it because you're very caring and harmony focused. And saying no doesn't need to be hard. You can literally explain why. That will help you explain why, because you're not like low in agreeableness. They say no without explanation. They can say no, very cold, very harsh in it, but the intention is good because you say no to others, you say yes to yourself, and that will upgrade your self-worth and feeling loved. Actually, it feels better afterwards, not in the beginning. In the beginning it feels like strange and shit, but afterwards choosing for yourself, for your values, is very good, because in the long run you can look at yourself in the mirror like, okay, I said something that's truly valuable to me. Okay, so just I want you to practice this the coming weeks, like days and weeks. Like, okay, I want to say no, but you can tell them, hey, I find it hard to say no to this, but I really have to say no because it's important for me, XYZ. Okay, just try to do that as best as you can, and don't expect it to be changed like this, but that will make you very, and people will understand it, and your respect goes higher actually when you say no. It's very interesting. Conscientiousness 41. um yeah, that's not low, that's not high, it's just a bit above a bit of below average. It means you can be structured. You need structure to work, to flow. So it's very important to you because you can procrastinate easy when there's no structure, because there's no predictability. So you really need a structure, clear structure, where you can also fall back to, because it's not a problem that you like. You maybe, do you recognize that you have to need some time to get into the work before you like yeah.
So I find if I'm not in a routine, then I battle to kind of stay on top of things. But as soon as I'm back into my routine, then I start ticking things off my list and I really lock in and get stuff done. But yeah, I find if I'm not in that routine, then it's a lot more difficult to really tap into like that workflow. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So what I would recommend for you is like a huge, what your dopamine is fast instead of slow, meaning you need more dopamine and to feel motivated. So do you make a list the evening before what you have to do next day?
Always, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Make short checklist, because it's crazy, but if I give you three tasks instead of one big, the one big will take you so long and the three tasks will go faster. Because when you start, just start, literally just start. Not, you don't need to do the most important thing first, because eat the frog is good for some people, but for you it's kind of big. Start small, one checklist, boom. That will give you like dopamine, and boom, next one, next one, next one. and then take a break and go on. So short dopamine. Do you speak to a lot of people or not?
Like out of work, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
okay.
I love meeting people. Like I really love meeting people. I love connecting with people. I think that's like I kind of thrive off of it.
Yes, you thrive in it, so you should be doing that, and make sure that you keep doing that because that makes you feel alive. Also, if you have a meeting afterwards, it will be way easier for you to work because
Yeah.
you're in the flow. So know that like you get activated by social interaction. Extroversion 92 very high. Yeah, your enthusiasm is high. Social, so that's where your power is, and not on isolating yourself. I would always say like make sure you have some contact points with people in the morning, but like with structure. So because if there's no structure, you can talk for hours with someone and forget your agenda. Yes, that's another thing. So real structure with a deadline possibly, like it needs to be done, but also rewarding. So one thing, a huge advice that I would give to you: plan something fun in the evening, small, not like eating dessert and stuff because that's not the best reward, but like doing fun things with your friends or going out, something you look forward to because you make like more than 20% dopamine already by planning it and you look forward to it, so you will finish your task with even more motivated. It's truly
That's so
something.
interesting. Okay,
Yes,
cool. I'll
yes.
definitely give that a try. Thank you.
Yeah, it's quite funny
Neuroticism.
you should jump in on that one. Like, this is more of a very honest point from my side. I don't know if I've told you, Sarush, but it's a realization I had the other day. When I was first getting into e-com, I literally used to go to my friend's house. We would put together a store, start running ads, and then we would smoke weed. And we did that like weekend to weekend to weekend. And it was literally our motivation to get the work done. We would work so fast because we knew we would get that reward of smoking weed. But we could only smoke weed after we finished our work. So we were pumping out products left, right, and center because we knew we'd be able to smoke weed afterwards.
Yes,
Mm.
that's your brain works in rewards. It's really if you know it, you can use it well. I don't say you have to start smoking. That's something you have to talk about with Liam. Yeah, I'm not the behavior guy. You know, I don't decide it. Neuroticism 59. It's above average, meaning you can be have the tendency to be sensitive to stress, and but above average women have that because safety is very important. So you need a
Mm.
safe environment, a safe space to work and thrive in. That's the base. If you don't have it, starting work will be very different because your system will be blocking you. Safety is the most important thing for man and woman especially, man also, but man can go to war. Woman won't go to war like, oh, let's go. Man is like, oh, fuck this shit. They put their rational brain on, emotions off. But I wouldn't do it if I were you because that's going to be very highly stressful for your system. So 59 is not crazy. So you can handle it, but what's important to you is that you have clear boundaries, like not in the middle, but before. And in the middle, I mean not when something happened, because that's hard. What's easy is put in before. I always talk about people what I'm gonna do, not the goals. I don't speak all of my goals out. I say I'm working from 9 to 1. Sorry, morning 7 to 1, and I stop at 9. So don't text me in these times because I want peace, literally. And then they say, okay, they have to get used to it. But then you have so much peace because they're not texting me in those times. Literally not. You should do the same. Have clear boundaries before so people know what to expect. And
Mm.
you don't have to react because you have the feeling that you need to react, for example, but you don't because your agreeableness is very high. So you'll be like, I need to answer right now. You don't need to. Yes, but
Yeah.
have clear boundaries. Openness, 68. That's high, creative, open to experience. So that's very good. That's for the team also nice, like that you will explore many ways and keep, stay open because then you can get fat. Like, I mean, a bird with a closed mouth can't be fat is always what I say. So yeah, opening your mouth, you can be fat, and that's good. That's good for creative tasks. It can be that the other thing is you really need structure. Also, like creative task, take a morning or take the afternoon because otherwise you can go all the way and then lose
Mm.
yourself in it. Or do like a Saturday when you're free, do creative tasks because your brain is way more creative if you open it up and don't set like I have 2 hours because then your brain stops it blocks the creativity. You need to flow in that case. That's for you. Last takeaways for you. Do you agree? Do you recognize yourself in what I explained?
Everything you said just makes perfect sense. I do think I'm a bit of like quite a reflective person. And like I have reflected a lot on this, also just looking back at like how my parents are and how it plays out. I've also seen how parents' relationships play out in my relationship as well with my boyfriend, which is so interesting. And I think it's always important to have like those touch points and check in with yourself. But a big thing for me is I do know I need to start setting boundaries and stuff, because I would say I'm quite a people pleaser, and I care so much about people that I don't set those boundaries, and I don't know how to say no. And it's definitely something that I want to practice, because I feel like I can execute better work when I don't feel so much pressure, as you said as well, like because of that anxiety or like feeling stressed, and then I don't actually get stuff done. Big
Yes.
time. I agreed with everything you said. Thank you.
Good to hear, and thank you for your feedback. One thing that I would like to ask you is like, what's the one thing you're gonna focus on way more that's gonna give you a lot of like more peace, or for example, more trust, or overall you feel better, and you can also perform. When we feel better, we perform better. So performance is equal to how you feel. If you feel good, you're gonna perform better, right? So what's
Yeah.
something you're gonna focus on more from today on?
I think it would be the boundaries, because as soon as I've set those, then when I do my list and like my routine, then I can really lock into that without feeling the stress of like I haven't done this or executed this or anything like that. So I feel like as soon as I've set my boundaries, then I can focus on my routine, which is where I thrive, and don't get distracted or anything like that. And when I've set the boundaries, then I also create more time to do the social things that I thrive off of, or go outside and get creative and kind of let my mind run free, so that I don't feel like a burnout or kind of like, closed in. So I think that's something I really would love to start practicing.
That's good to practice, yeah. And one advice that I would give you with setting boundaries is that when you tell people about your boundaries, that you always talk about I feel like this, I notice this, and I want you to know it. You don't need you start super easy, but people will understand you when you just speak out. Yes, you don't need the whole story. Just keep it super simple, how you feel, what you experience, and then the conversation will flow itself. Liam knows this, like when you start a conversation with honesty, it will flow. But if you don't say anything, it builds up in your body, gets like frustration, and then boom. And that's how a little war and when your relationship, for example, starts, or in a team. So boundaries will be your biggest win. You will thrive in everything more, and also be even more valuable to the team, because then you're more yourself. If you're more yourself, that's one
Mm.
of the best things in life to be. Yeah, that's it for now. That's for you. So yeah, let's just do it. You have to go, actually.
Shame. Thank you so much, and thank you for your
Welcome.
time. I really, really appreciated this. I love this stuff, and just talking about like growth mindset and reflection. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate everyone, and thank you guys.
You're
Sorry
welcome,
that
of
I have to
course.
go off.
Yeah, no
No
worries,
problem.
Kiara. Happy that we could punch through
Thank
that.
you.
We're gonna record this anyway, so if you want to watch it back, you can.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely. I feel like you can pick up on everything by like analyzing each person, and you can kind of take it back to yourself as well. So I'll definitely give it a watch.
Good.
Thanks,
Enjoy time
guys.
with your
Have a great
family.
day.
Enjoy the day, Kiara.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Kiara,
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
that was.
Wow. James. Um, that's great. Great. Okay, guys. Then only guys in the chat. Okay, now I can be a bit more direct, right?
Wait, did you put
So
in like celebration when she left?
Nah, bro. I said cheers. I said goodbye, and my
hey,
James's
look, look.
reactions are so funny, bro.
I have the hand signals, bro. That wasn't
Go.
me. I just was like cheers, and then
What doesn't mine do it?
Let's
Fun.
go. Let's go, guys. Luke, good to see you. Really
Yes,
see his face.
yes.
They're like, agreeableness 46 is average. You're cooperative, so you can work in a team. Depends on who you work with, but you can also be very skeptical if it doesn't align with your vision, your values, and what's important to you. You can say no. So agreeableness is healthy in your way. Depends on your vision, mission. Like if your vision is to keep like standing next to someone, or someone is leading you, then agreeableness, if it's too high, it can too low, sorry. So you say no to everything, it's conflict. But when you work together, then it's good to be able to say yes and no at the same time. So 46 is good. When you are, for example, going to take over a big role, then your agreeableness should be lower. What I see with the business owners I work with, they're like 20, 30 agreeableness. They say no to a lot of things. They say yes to just a few things, only the things that move the needle in the business. And if they're higher, I really hard advise them to say that week more no than yes, and then they see literally that they have more time and energy for the most important tasks. Yes, so you're in the middle of it, so you can choose. Very good. Conscientiousness 78. That's very positive, meaning you have detail for hard work. You're consistent. You're good with like setting goals and going for it. Like looks like your brother. Reliable. So I can give you a task, and I'm sure you will do it. You won't make any excuses. So hardworking. Extraversion is low to average, and I see that you're more reserved. So yeah, you
Yeah.
people need real time before they get to know you. Yeah, that's more, you'll really check on people, observing more before you like open the door. And that's not good or bad. That's more like what you want from life. If you want people to connect with you, you should be opening yourself up, but do it in a in a tempo that feels good for you. That's really important, because you don't want to force yourself to open up, because but people say you're closed, then they don't know you. So when people say you seem closed off or stuff, you know now it's part of your personality. And you
Got
can
that a
literally
lot.
tell. Yeah, see.
He's
So
gotten
and
that
that's,
since we were literally kids.
huh?
People ask me, why are you upset with me? I was like, I'm not upset with you. I'm happy. I'm enjoying the moment right now.
Yes, exactly.
I,
Yeah.
I've even thought that Luke is upset with me when we're just chilling. I'm like, bro, why are you mad?
Yeah, it's a face expression, but it's very interesting
Yeah.
to see your face expression, because that's subconscious. And I literally, when I see some people like watching very like harsh, I literally give it back to them, and then they're like, really? And then they change their face structure, and it literally is different. Honestly, doesn't mean that they are talking to people right now. No, they will wait for the first move, but they're just in the open in their face, you know. Like for example, Liam, I didn't see a big change, but he has a very friendly, kindly, so open. That's why we had an easy approach to each other, and that makes you connect easier with people. And also, yeah, you can meet very valuable people if you're more open. But at the same time, I don't want to force you. Just something to watch. Like you can ask people like, how do I come off? And if you have 10 people that say like harsh, then you know it. But if people say like, yeah, just reserved, then you know it too. And it's up to you what you do with it.
Yeah.
Okay. um Neuroticism 4. So you have no emotions? No, I'm kidding. I have one friend who had zero. One friend who had zero. I can say everything to him. It literally doesn't bother him. And why? Because he knows if I say something, I have the best intention. And so you can handle a lot. So I can give you serious responsibilities. You won't be moved a lot emotionally. Very stable. And then in social relationship, people think you're exactly like harsh, not kind, you don't feel emotion, you don't experience. No, you're just not really moved by shit things happening. So, and that's really good for in the war. If there's war, you're the best guy to work with, because if people get shot, you're like, ah, fuck, and then you go on, and other people will be like crying in 30 minutes. Yeah, yeah. So it has its superpowers. But for example, if I ask you, hey, can you have a conversation with this girl on an emotional level? You will have a harder time, because you have to connect on the emotional level. So that's something in social relationships. It's good to know that people can think you're cold. You can explain them now, like, nah, it's just how I am. And this is the thing: people accept you as you are or not. Don't force. Don't explain too much. Don't elaborate. If they're open to it, they will really ask for it. Openness, the last one. 61, above average, meaning you're curious and open to ideas. Not too big, but yes, I can give you some like, hey, maybe explore the island, explore this. You'll be more open than average to it. Yeah. You see, so that's more the love language. People get to speak to you like, hey, I got something for you, something interesting to watch, because you're open, then you open up. But if it's like a social situation, it's less, because it's more like interpersonal, personal for you. Some takeaways for you that I have is that you have a very balanced personality, and good to predict. That's very good for, yeah, it gives a stable feeling for people. Like, you know, you can build on you. Even if I wouldn't talk for a week with you, I know you're still the same guy and not like going everywhere. You know. Um, yeah, highly structured, reliable, and if I give you tasks, so you really like a finisher, you remind me of a guy I know, a friend of mine actually, but he's the partner of my good friend, and my good friend has the vision and ideas, and my other friend finishes everything, and that's how they build a huge business in the last like 2 years, because the teamwork is great. It's like the attacker, the defender, and they elaborate so well that it's like a winning team, and that's what you want. And then very emotional, stable, steady under pressure. So yeah, you can have and handle responsibilities. Very good. Like all those things, great for business. In social relationships, you can have some challenges, and I get that. So that's something you can train, be aware of, and then slightly see what's happening, and then see like where you can train yourself to be a bit more social, a bit more open, but really steadily. And you will do it like connect with the right people. That's important to you. Like, don't expect yourself to be in a situation where there's not the same interest, because you won't be opening up. I can do that easily, but because I'm like, I'll talk for 5 minutes and then go. And you'll be like, no, I want to have a good only with the people I am interested in. So really choose your people around you wise. Yes, because it will influence you. All right. What do you think of this? What do you get out
Yeah,
of
I
it?
mean, that sounds pretty accurate. It makes sense. I think the biggest thing is just for me, the like my facial expressions and people thinking I'm closed off. But if the people here that know me know me. I know Liam was saying that sometimes he thinks I'm mad at him when I'm not. But the people who know me. Whereas when you first meet me, I feel like it does take some time to get to know me, because I don't show my emotions right off the bat. But yeah, I mean, everything makes sense, what you're saying.
Good to hear, man. Yeah, what are you thinking?
I'm just trying to think like what could you specifically ask takeaways? Like what could I change? Or what could I go forward and do differently? Maybe just what you said about like just telling people like, listen, just being upfront if after a few minutes speaking or whatever, saying like, listen, I'm like, if I'm not showing a lot of emotion, it's just because that's just who I am. Or if it, yeah, or being more explicit about the way I'm feeling with like, um, talking to people like my friends or even in a business relationship, just being more like explaining more about like where I'm coming from, that I'm not mad or whatever,
That's good.
because I don't show that.
Yes, exactly. What will help? Yeah, one of my best friends. I recognize you so much in him. I mean, we people are not so different from each other, right? We have a unique life, but personalities are very close to each other. And what would help you really like is to in social, because the rest is
Oh, I think he's gone. Is he both of you guys?
Oh,
Yeah.
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 I thought it was my Wi-Fi, but it's not.
Let's see, let's see. But super interesting stuff, man.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
big time.
Is I have a before he unpauses real quick, I have a confession to make. So
So,
this whole topic and all of this stuff actually really scares me, and I'm really like held back about opening up to people. So I'm sorry if it's disappointing, but I didn't actually take the personality test. I wanted to, and then I sort of got very cold feet. And yeah, so I apologize. I didn't want to like pretend like I did, and I didn't. So I thought,
Like,
yeah, no
just
worries.
that's fine. I think because you see all of us are going through it, I think that might make you feel a bit more comfortable. You know what I mean? So I think it's not
yeah,
like, yeah.
And I'm
Take it
sure
as
you'll
it is.
resonate with a lot of aspects
Dude,
around each of us as well. So you
he's
can definitely
yeah,
take stuff away from this.
Yo,
he's gonna
Sarush,
get to
yeah.
you back?
he's gonna get to mine, bro, and then you're gonna see like, Ash, there's some problems here. So then you're not the only one, bro.
Sarush, I think you're back, bro. You
I'm
cut
back,
off
huh?
for a second. Yes.
I see the team is talking together. That's good. Yeah. So, Luke, for you, it's good. For example, for your girl, the people that you care, because like business is important, yes. But next to business, like health, wealth, relationships, and relationships are like if relationships are bad in your life, quality of relationships, your life is actually bad. That's proven already. Not only in the beginning, but later will be shit and more shit. It's really important to have good relationships. So just tell them, like, if your girl says like, I feel like you're down or like negative, then you say like, no, I'm what you said, like, no, I'm good. That's just how I am. I'm enjoying it with you. That's all they want to hear. I am enjoying it with you. Or, hey, no, I'm good, bro. Super simple. But then people know, oh, he's good. They need your words. And after a few times,
Yeah.
they will understand that's how you work. They will literally stop saying it less. Man, woman will ask it every week. It's just how they are. Yeah, just like, no, I'm good, honey. And that's super short, but sweet. Okay. And that will give you more like peace of mind. You can even be more yourself because they know you. Okay.
Yeah,
Good. Keep
got it.
crushing it. So, Jess.
Yeah, so Jesse can also explain, but we just spoke about it now. He didn't actually do a test. I didn't know that he didn't do it. But this stuff scares him. So maybe you can also give him some piece of advice because I was gonna say before you hopped on. So
Oh,
Jesse,
wow,
it's like
interesting. Yeah.
this stuff, yeah, of course, like sometimes you don't want to look within, but at the end of the day, you and your personality is the thing that's gonna be with you forever. So
Yeah.
even though it's scary to look into it, looking into it and analyzing it and understanding yourself more is going to be the foundational foundation for all of your other experiences and relationships in life. So I'd really
Yeah.
encourage you to, even if it's scary, dive head first in and
Yeah.
just start. Like, even if you need to do your own reflections and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know
So,
if you have anything to add on that sort of.
no, well, I was just actually checking. Yeah, I was so focused on everybody who made the test that I didn't even see Jess exactly. Jess, what is your thought? What is the thing you do?
Video, like in the company, video editing.
Video
Yeah.
editing.
Junior video editing. Yeah.
Okay, check. And you didn't make the test because
So this whole like sort of thing actually really not, I don't want to say freaks me out. It's just like I'm not a I'm not a huge fan of just like opening up to people. Like it's been a very rough a very rough thing for me, and I've made a lot of dumb decisions like being really open to people that I don't really know, and I'm just like skeptical about I don't know, just being very vulnerable and just saying like exactly what I feel. I'm quite emotional and it makes me very invested in something very quickly. Like if I feel like I get along with somebody, I'll open up really quickly and and then sometimes that doesn't go too well. So like this whole topic of sort of just like being very vulnerable scares me. So I didn't actually end up taking the test, unfortunately.
uh-huh. All right. First of all, before we dive into that, I wanna tell you I appreciate that you say actually this. This I think summarizes that you can be vulnerable because you are right now. Because if you talk about it, you are, and you really open up. But I believe because you now see us and you know it's a safe place, and I know safe. The word safe is a strange word for man because we need it too. Me too. There are probably things happen that are not nice to you. That's why you're protecting yourself because yeah, if you open up, people can move you. And if you're very like me, you're like very emotional, and that's a superpower actually, but you don't know how to use it yet. So I fully understand you. I'm not here to judge you, but to help you. So just check in what we all doing, and I really want to invite you like to make it, and then you can send it to me. I will check it. It will stay with me, but it will only help you. I'm sure about it. Also, that you open up here, that says a lot to me. That says a lot about you, because you can also don't say anything and just say I don't want it. So you are
Yeah,
open, but you need some proof that it's good, right?
yeah,
Good.
yeah. This environment, I mean, everybody in the call at the like I went into this not really knowing what to expect. And I mean, like James, Liam, and Luke, I've known since I was like 16. No, sorry, not James, Brad, Liam, and Luke, I've known since I was like 16. So, and James, I really get on with as well, and I would feel comfortable to be vulnerable and stuff, and also like can connect with Vian as well. So everybody on the team makes me feel okay to be able to open up. I just went into this not knowing what to expect, and I was kind of just scared, to be honest.
No problem. I mean, that you share this is good. So, are you open to still make it? Now you see what's happening, what we're doing.
Yes, yes,
Great to hear. That's
yes.
great, man. No, and now, and also, so this is a great for everybody. It's great like that. You see this. So partly a personality comes up, but also experience from the past. And one thing that I want to share is like that things happen, but that's the past. And if you really want to move forward with freedom and like really be yourself, is that like you have to let go of things that happened in the past, and it's not easy. But something is holding you back, and it's already happened. It's out of your control. So to make the best use of yourself, your life, you really have to like let go of what happens. Also, let go of what can happen, because we're literally in this call right now. That's the only real moment. It's crazy. I had a training of an Army Navy SEAL 4 weeks ago, and he is really big in Holland on television, and he does all the trains all the famous people. Erik Wegewijs is his name, and I went there, and he literally said everybody has questions, and he literally said the only really important thing that I learned when he was in Afghanistan, he almost got shot. All Taliban was coming his way. No joke. Taliban was coming his way because they were snipering and they found them. And then he said like he had to choose what they were doing. So the highest stress ever, he literally said, I was about to get killed. So then you will choose out of stress and you have to decide fast. And he was like, it was a very funny story because he's like, yeah. So one of their teammates says, oh shit, they found us. So he's like, thank you for telling me that now a whole group that wants to kill us is now coming our way. That really gives me satisfaction. And he was telling them like, oh my gosh. He's like, yeah, now I have different problems in life. But he said, how fast, and I never forget this, how fast you can shift your state in the moment from being in the past or thinking about the future, about problems or vision, whatever in the future is mightly possible go wrong. How fast you can come back to this moment, that's a superpower. Then you have more control over life and everything. He said, I'm here with you guys. It doesn't really, he said, it doesn't matter a fuck that what I did in the past, what I fought in the past, it's about what I choose now, my morals, my ideals. He said, I take it into this moment, but what I do and choose now, that's where it is about. Literally. And I was like, whoa, yeah, we lose so much power by thinking about something that happened. So I want you to invite, not now, just take your time, but like what will happen if you let go of things in the past? How much more free will you feel? And then slowly but steadily you trust people more and more, and you stay you're in the right team. So it's a good place to develop yourself. All right. It's also a personality thing. So it will give you a lot of advantages, but take your time, okay? And Liam is also there to listen on your team. You can always talk about it with them. All right, we continue.
That was some game. That was some really good game, bro.
Yeah, dude, that was some proper powerful stuff. Thank you, man.
You're welcome, man. Thank you for opening up. And I see James isn't this sorry, but I just see everything is this is a disco meeting and it's only afternoon. Let me see. Wian,
Vian, like with
Wian,
What's up?
what do you do in the company?
I'm the lead editor, video, creative, motion
Creative.
graphics.
Okay, I love creative. Let's see. Okay, agreeableness 80. So that's high. You're friendly, cooperative, empathetic. In your role, very important. In social situations, same as Kiara. You can have a hard time to say no. People.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I related closely with what you said to her. Although, yeah, I've seen like a couple of psychologists, and I've always been open to being like quite self-aware, and kind of I think I've had valuable enough experience to learn how that is my superpower, and also to notice when in the moment I am doing it, so then I can correct myself and stuff like that. But I
Yes.
still, because like you say, it's a personality thing. It still happens. Still catch myself saying yes when I should have been saying no, or just yeah, when it comes to like, I don't know, like a deadline or something like that, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you find it like it's very like automatic. That's like with
Super.
personality. Quite deep program, and yeah, not something to go into deeper, but Liam now knows how deep can things be integrated in your system. Like you do it like boop habitually, and so saying
Literally.
yes is more normal to you than no. But yeah, that can cost you like your sense of worthiness for things because you say no. And Jordan Peterson stated it very intense, but I have to share. He's like every time you say no, you say yes when you want to say no, a part of you dies.
Yeah.
When he
I
taught me
relate
that
with
like
that.
years ago, wow, I said no more. I got more haters and people that didn't like me, but I got more strong people next to me. It was insane. I said no to them and I saw people coming into my life. That's why I'm surrounded by like killers because they don't accept just yes. And you guys are all in a very good, strong group. So that's like you're equal to each other. If you see each other so much, you're gonna get equal. So that's why it like gives friction when you say yes while you want to say no. That's a big
Definitely.
takeaway. And one advice: don't call yourself a people pleaser because that reinforces people pleasing. That's a really bad thing to. I want to say Kiara too. If you want to say to Kiara, I am a people pleaser is the baddest thing you can say. You can say I
Yeah.
have a tendency to people please, but don't say the word. Just say I care about people, but I have to care more about myself also.
I love
And
that.
yeah, because then you frame it positively and you don't run from something. It's very negative to give like people pleasing word. Conscientiousness 41, lower than average, a bit less disciplined, can lack structure. You need structure, you need a good plan. So plan before. If you fail to plan, you plan. If you plan to fail, no, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If I don't plan, it can go everywhere. Great for creative days, very bad for structured days when you need to finish tasks. Like, and ask Liam. Liam is very good at this. Luke also. So literally ask advice to people that are very structured. I do it too. I'm like, yo, how do you do it? Like that advice helps me more than figure it out myself. Extraversion, quite high, energetic and sociable. So make sure you have some social interaction through the days. And otherwise you will feel less alive. Neuroticism, 22. It's quite low. So quite calm and emotionally stable. It's like a bit like Luke. That's very good, like handling stress situation, hard situation. You can handle it under pressure. That's very positive. Positive. I say positive because emotions. When you have an advantage in emotions, that's very positive. And the other side is that people have the feeling that you're not touched by something, or you don't like something, or it's like, oh, are you not entertained? Same as Luke. Tell them, yeah, this is part of how I am, but I'm enjoying it. It's super simple. Be before it instead of after, because then you have to explain yourself. And people who are more introverted in the situation, they hate to explain themselves. And if they do that, they're like, fuck this shit. If you do it before, you don't have to explain yourself anymore. Openness 41, lower than average, meaning you're less drawn to creative ideas, but less drawn to novelty. Let's say
Oh, Suresh, sorry, bro. I just want to jump in. I think you could be reading the wrong
Yeah.
results for Vian.
That's also like
oh,
I jump back.
sorry. The
That
last one.
sounds like mine.
Yes.
Yeah, that
No,
could be
actually.
Bradley.
Yeah. That's super sharp. It was
Do
1 to
you
0.
have do you have the results in front of you, James?
Because
I'll let you
after
guys.
agreeableness, I was like,
Yeah, I'm in
Wait.
our Slack chat where everyone sends it through. I'm just like trying to follow through and yeah. So that's how I
Thank
picked
you.
up on it.
sorry I didn't stop you earlier. I was kind of
No,
like,
no, no.
I was like
Hey,
looking around if I could
that's
find it.
interesting. Agreeableness is 50, actually. Oh yeah, Bradley, I had yours. But this it's down. It's literally I typed it down. Wait. See, that's my
My
orderliness.
neuroticism is close to depression.
No, no way. You got depressed? No. But agreeableness is 50. It's quite the same. That's Bradley. No. Oh, 50 average. Thank you, Bradley, for your sharpness. More sharp than me. So agreement is 50 average. Okay, that's actually difference. So your cooperation is balanced with assertiveness. So you can like say yes to others, but also yes to yourself. You care. You care to stand up for yourself, but you can also, when someone is leading you in the right way, say yes to them. Conscientiousness 56. Okay, that was not too big of a difference, meaning somewhat structured but not extreme. So you need structure to like on an average, I would say like without structure, it can go well, but it's a risk. Yes, with
Yeah.
structure, you have more stability and predictability that will go well. Extroversion is quite the same. 84, very high, outgoing and assertive. I see it because you're very interactive and like smiling and there. And I see a cat, but that's real. Neuroticism. Ah, look, now I get it. Ah, okay. 80.
There it is.
Okay, check. So you're emotionally sensitive and sensitive to stress. And with neuroticism high, emotion regulation is very important. So, well, neuroticism is like one of the biggest part that people start to work on when it's high. It is okay. It has two sides. I want to start with the positive side is that you you get signals very clear because you can feel things very intense, right? So when something feels off or not good, you can sense it way better than people that are in their mind all the time. At the same time, your agreeableness is 50, which is average but not high. So you can also keep it for yourself, which suppresses your feelings and who you are. And but with the extroversion of 84, that creates conflict because you want to speak out and express yourself, but you feel something very intense. We also like, I don't want to reject people. You feel like you're rejecting people. You know, you have people have like low agreeableness and neuroticism high. They will shout that they feel shit, but at least they get it out, so people know how they feel. But people who have like agreeableness like higher, they are like they want to say yes to everything and not say anything that can create pain, and we want to avoid pain at all costs, you know. So for you, what's very important, like, is a few things. One, have someone to talk about your emotions, like on a weekly basis at least, a journal, so it gets out of your head. And because you're extroverted, you need to speak out. Like you have the tendency. Really, you need that. I need that too. And some people, they keep it for themselves. For example, Luke, he literally marinates his emotions here, right? And then like think about it, and then comes out later. That's his way, but that's the way it works for him. And then he eventually needs to talk about it. But you should like talk about it way earlier in the beginning. You're prone to stress, so don't avoid stressful situation, but build more resilient. Sleep is very important to you, and next to that, like challenge yourself outside your work so you get stronger. Because what it means, like for example, don't take it personally, because if I would be next to you and I would push you, you would fall. And when Liam would be next to me, or James. Oh, hey, exactly. Yeah, like no, Bradley. Let me see James. Yeah, James too. I would push them and they would like be back. Very easy because it doesn't do a lot to them. And so in business, that's important because people will be reacting in a way that you don't like, but that's something you have to deal with better. It comes from both sides, okay? But if you do that, like the other side, the positive side, so the positive side is you experience things deeply, which makes you feel alive and you can be lighting up the room. That's positive. Use it. The other side is that you can feel very isolated and feelings of, feeling like shit in a way stronger. So when you feel that, it's not that you are a problem. No, you experience emotions more deeply. Very important. So you really need time when something happened to let it like cool down. It's really important for you how you deal with emotions. Yeah. And if you have any questions further, you can always ask Liam. But I don't want to be, I want to give service level advices, because then I feel like a psychologist. They would say, just walk a little bit and write. But I know that you need more, and that like, so journal and just observe like what you experience instead of being in so watch it more instead of being in it. But if you're in it, like use your breath to come back to the present moment. That's one of the things you can do. All right. Last one, openness 78. Yeah. So when I was doing openness 41, I should have been very confused because you have a creative job. So it's high, creative and intellectually curious. you need that for your job. So that's good. Like there's no good or bad in this case, and also not like less like the tendencies and openness has no really big like changes. Like people are open to things, yes or no, but it doesn't really change the results they have. What is important, that you stay open. If you're not really open, that you stay open to new ideas. But if it's in your interest, you will always be open to things. That's more the thing. Most people learn on school things they don't like. That's why they were not open. But when you give them something interesting, they're open. So it's not the problem with them, but it's what you show to them. All right, Vion, and a takeaway for you: strong imagination and curiosity makes sense. And yeah, you can handle teamwork, but you can also handle your own work. And yeah, you need resilient strategies, as I told you, because
Yeah.
yeah, your ups and downs can be intense. So really train yourself. What I like is like train yourself in private so you are ready in public. Okay? That's it for Wian, man. Do you recognize it? What do you want to add to this?
Yeah, very much so. To the extent where sometimes I've thought I'm bipolar most likely because my ups are very high, my downs are very low. But because I have been quite self-aware, I've learned how to control it and be very self-aware. Also, my agreeableness, I'm very sure. Like 2 years ago, it was quite high. It was probably in the 80s. But I think I've done a good job with bringing that down and kind of, like neutralizing myself, and always like when there's a spike in emotion, I know to immediately step back, analyze, and then kind of like see where it goes. But like you said, but what I've seen is very important is to journal, is to like just you kind of observe the emotions instead of like living inside of the emotions. And sleep also. Sleep, when I get good sleep, I'm very much in control. But sometimes I get carried away because I'm also quite creative. I get into creative flows, work until like 3 a.m. in the morning, get up at like 10, and then I've only like my sleep schedule's out of whack. So then my emotions can be quite scattered. But I've also learned to just, stay in the routine of getting good sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, the routine is very important. Don't push yourself. I need to sleep at 11, but have a same time frame, because on the long run, I can literally, it's proven that it will literally be shit for your health to sleep irregular times. Really, it's like your brain gets fucked. So it will, if you have it one time, great, okay, but don't repeat it, because it literally it's super bad for everything in your body, because it's like, what's happening, and then it needs a few days before you're back. But the very good that you progressed on agreeableness, and so you see the advantages of it. And what will help you too is also, instead of, you don't need to analyze it immediately what you experience, just experience, because it doesn't work. If you're like sensitive to it, feel it, like be okay with it, like be in it. For example, if somebody is like for the Navy SEAL, somebody's like this, and you're like analyzing what he does. No, you just literally are there like, okay, I feel fear. But then what you do is important. Yes, feel it, and then you can write about it. Okay, because otherwise you push it away, and it will come back in another way. You try to cope it in an unhealthy way, mostly. All right, thank you. Yeah. Now we're
Yeah,
Bradley.
let's do Brad. Yeah, he's gonna jump
Yes.
off in a second as well.
Thanks. Yeah, they were close. No, this was funny. This is like part of my personality. So when I'm in the flow, that's like with people, when I'm in the flow, they stop thinking and they just do. Um, Bradley, Austin, I see it. You are warm and friendly and cooperative. I just see it. Like the way you watch, you're friendly. I can see it. You were most of the time smiling already. And I want to have yeah, exactly. But let's go to your full test, because I typed this. Yeah. Agreeableness 80. So high, yeah, quite high, friendly, cooperative. And what is exactly what you do?
So I'm working in the customer support side of things, handling emails from customers, and I'm basically managing my own little team.
Yeah, he's the customer support manager.
Okay, check. So as a manager, you have to be, you have to like being with people and talk to people and socialize, make sure they feel good. and that makes you feel good too. That's very good. Conscientiousness is 41, yeah, lower than average, meaning when you have your tasks clear, you can go and it's easier for you to work. You have clarity. Clarity is really powerful. Also gives you a peace of mind, right? Because you know what to expect. But if you don't have it, it's not the biggest problem. But I really advise it's better really to just make a list what's important to do and then start instead of just start without a plan. Because yeah, we underestimate, really overestimate ourselves most of the time, we human beings, actually. So we don't need to underestimate ourselves, but just be realistic with what you can handle and then build up from there. Um, so structure is important to you, but for everybody, structure is important. But some people are very structured, like very naturally already. So they can, without a plan they can finish everything still. But that's really rare. Then extroversion, very high. Yeah, customer success manager. That's great because you need to talk with people. You need to, yeah, you need to be in contact with people, and you really need to like it. So that's very good.
Yeah.
The other side of extraversion is that you don't feel alive when you're alone. So you can feel lonely at times, and you can feel it deeper. But you're wait. Extraversion, yeah, that's quite. Whoa, I was like, I have them so close. So extroversion is quite high, energetic, sociable. Yes, neuroticism low. Is that true? Is your neuroticism low?
Um,
How do
so
you react on stressful situations from customers, for example?
I've learned, okay, so if I could explain it like this, in the beginning, when I first started with the customer service, I would kind of, in stressful situations with the customers, I would be able to fall back on Liam because we had just started, but I would take things kind of personally sometimes and get upset about, if a customer was being a dick, for example. I would take that slightly personally.
Yeah.
And I've learned to kind of detach myself from that over the past couple of months. And yeah, I do tend to struggle in stressful situations, but it is something that I'm working on.
Great. Yeah, I never ask in the test like, oh, how do you think? But that's because I saw, for example, James, he has a 4, and then when I see James, like I can sense things after 8 years working with people, and then I see you, I'm like, the neuroticism is too close. But now I get it. So yours is 22. I was like, I don't believe it doesn't care. So you do care, but you deal with it better, right?
Yeah.
Check. Okay, because no, you know why? Because people are very outgoing. Extroversion 72, that's high. So you like to go out. Agreeableness, quite, so you say yes, you're social. Those are seen as warm people. Okay, everybody has warmness, but they show their warmness. If somebody is like in a customer is like, oh, you fucking shit company, blah blah, you can take it very personally. So your neuroticism is actually higher than 22, but you learn to deal with it. So, and that's very good, detach, because it's not personal. But it can be like a bit like a conflict sometimes, right? You're very kind to people, and then people say things to you that are not nice, but it's not personal. So yeah, it's low.
Quite
You're
funny.
mostly.
Brad used to send me voice notes like complaining about the customers, like, dude, this guy, he's saying this and this. I don't know what to tell him, bro. It's just so annoying.
Yes.
Remember that, Brad?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's
That
more than like I found it interesting. Sometimes I get tests and I ask the person like, "How did you feel?" or "Are you not agreeing on this?" And they take it personal, and that says something about their neuroticism. So it's better to see it as it is, and you have it a bit higher because then it's coming from a good place, and the right place, and then you can work on it. Like for example, someone who grew up in the poorest country ever and one in the richest, they came from a different place. So you have to start there. This one, the
Okay.
poorest guy ever, has a different start than this guy. So if your neuroticism is actually higher, but you put it lower, you're gonna work in the wrong direction. if you know what I mean, right? So this is not a wrong or good. More what would help you is like really write down before. So somebody says it. You know why it helps? It's proven because it gets from your brain, because you get it in your head and in your feelings, and you get it on paper. It's out of your mind, literally proven out of your mind. So write things down what they said and then just laugh about it. Really, it really helps. I
Okay.
I learned to laugh about things and then they hate it more. But I'm like, this is so funny. I literally tell, when I get frustrated about things I can't change, I feel it deeply like you. And it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense at all. They don't care. They don't care anymore. So you shouldn't be caring anymore too. All right. The
Okay.
faster you attach, the faster you go into the flow of feeling good again. And that's what you need with your responsibilities. Check.
One thing
Um,
sorry. One thing I have noticed is that when I don't know if this is related, but um when I'm upset with someone, I get upset quickly. Well, not always. It depends on the person. Normally with my family, I get upset quickly, but I let go of things very quickly as well. So I don't let it affect me for long periods of time.
Yeah. So in the beginning more, but later on you can let it slide off, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but that's good to know. So and if you train that muscle very well, life is great because you have best of both sides.
Okay.
In your case, yes, because that's most applicable to your personality.
Mm.
But that makes you also real. You feel it, you experience it, and then you let go of it. But don't be like a robot, like in step one, two, three, because sometimes when you have a great moment, you want to be in it. That's also the
Yeah.
positive stuff. And just don't like, oh, I'm analyzing, I'm feeling great. No, that doesn't make sense. That's not life, right? You just enjoy
Mm.
you ride the wave. But with negative emotions, I wouldn't ride the whole wave actually. Like
Yeah.
ride, pause, choose. Okay?
Okay.
Because they don't help us. It's a signal, but they don't help us. Or does it help you to be have anxiety all day? No, of course not.
No.
But if you are in a loop most of the times, you're like, oh, I know this loop, and your brain likes the loop. You have to break what your brain likes and do what the right thing is. Your brain is crazy. Like it wants to have the same chemicals. That's it. With positive emotions too. So, what do you get out of this?
Um,
What's the
well,
takeaway for you?
one thing that I've kind of taken away is that I know there were two other people who had the same thing, but one thing that I definitely need to learn is saying no to things more often. Because I am a people pleaser. Um,
We
What
don't
are
say
you?
that. We don't
What
say
are
that.
you?
Say that.
sorry.
What are
Oh,
you?
oh,
Have the
I've got
tendency.
I have a people pleasing tendency.
Ah, good. So your identity is not a people pleaser.
Okay.
Great.
Um, but yeah, that's something that I definitely need to get better at is learning when to say no. Um, especially when handling things that because if somebody comes to me with say work, for example, that I know I can't handle, I will say yes. If it's somebody that I'm close to, I will say yes because I want to be able to help. I want to try and do it to the best of my abilities, but it might not benefit them in the best way. If that makes sense.
Them or you?
Them.
When does it not benefit them in a right way? Can you
No, no,
elaborate?
no. What I'm saying is, say for example, Liam gives me a task for work, something something that have no experience with, or um something that I know I can't handle. I will say yes because I want to try and um I want to try and do it. And because I want them to. Sorry, I'm struggling to
Yeah.
explain this here.
I know what you mean. Okay, so I'm gonna go into your mind. Okay, don't be scared. I will get out of it also. So what
Okay.
you mean, what you mean is in social situations, you want to say more no because that's where you get friction because somebody asks you something, but you really don't want it, but you say yes because you have the tendency. In a business environment, so very good that you say this, it's important to say yes because it will help you grow and the team. For example, if you are a customer success manager and you say no all the time, that's really not the best place for you. So, and also you trust Liam. So it's not a problem for you to say yes to authority, but the right authority. I listen to my friends. I say yes to my friends because I trust them. I know they have the right intentions. But somebody who doesn't know me, I say no all the time because I'm like, who are you? What do you want from me? Why? So this is very distinction is you are agreeable, yes, meaning you say yes often. In business, it's great because you're part of a team.
Okay.
It's great. You need to say yes to each other. Like see a team of football, soccer, whatever, a team together, or like a rugby in Africa. If everybody would say like no, how like the trainer says you're going on the left, no, and you're on the right, no, you're gonna defend, no. That's yeah, no, no. So everybody say yes, but they only say yes to the trainer. When they go outside, somebody says, do you want to do this first? No. And they want to
Okay.
see, they want to know. That's they know this guy's gonna help me, the trainer. And if they don't listen, it has consequences also. But they want to win. So you have a team. You say yes to each other. You only say no when you believe it's not your thing or you literally don't feel respected. But that's not happening right here. But in
Yeah.
social situations, you say no more often. Because why? That's more personal. Business is like a teamwork. I don't see it as like you have to be yourself. Yeah, but you have to be part of a team. So in social situations, you have to learn like Kiara and
Beyond.
Vian. Yes, exactly, Vian. No will be your biggest win. More no. Just more no. Just like be
Okay.
like a baby that's 3 years old. No, no, no. Says no all the time. So be young again. Well, you know why? Because it's really why a baby is a good example. This is really funny, but did you ever think about that kids are great? You know why? They say if they like something, yes or no. They say no or they say yes. They tell how they feel. They cry or they don't cry. And they do what the fuck they want. And I don't say you need to do what the fuck you want, but in social situations, you should do what you want. Why not?
Okay.
Why comply to other rules? So,
Yeah,
something
that's
to
true.
take. Think about it. Like, how more free would you be if you say more yes to yourself? It's not about no to them, it's yes to yourself.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, it's just thinking different and it's acting different, and you will feel different. All right, thank you. Because of
Thank you.
time, I want to go to James because I want to have the same time for everybody. Everybody still here? Put your hands in the air like one time. Hey, Jess, that's fucking quick, man. You were the quickest. Um, so,
Come on.
oh, he's there. James, thank you for your sharpness, bro. I really appreciate. You guys were a real team. Also in my beer notes, everybody was so close that I was reading the same note, the wrong numbers, the different name. But now I came to James Simmons. Simmons?
Oh, Simons.
Simons. Okay,
yeah.
well, what do you want? Your name. I see, before I go into this, yes. Agreeableness low doesn't surprise me. So competitive, direct, and less compromising. But you're on the right hand of Liam, right? Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. And yeah, you say no. This is 23 is one of my the business owners I know, and he's like very straight, and everybody knows like what to count on with them. So predictable in a good way. Conscientiousness, very high, 98. That's like almost full green, meaning very structured, very disciplined. People can rely on you very, very well. And achievement driven, one of your values is achievement, kind of power. And power is not a bad thing if you use it well, like Martin Luther King did. Extraversion, very high. That's super interesting to see actually. Low agreeableness, high extraversion. So people, yeah, you care. You care about yourself and you care about others. Very interesting combination. And very, very good for business because you know when to say no, but also when to go into a conversation deeply so they can connect with you. And that's very valuable for building a good network, in your case. Neuroticism, very low. So yeah, you don't really care. Now, I mean, you care, but like you don't care too, and you know when to choose it. But you're resilient, but also in social situation, that's a thing. That's mostly what I see with business owners. They have trouble, challenges in social situations. Sorry, guys, because they it's hard to switch. So for everybody that has a hard time switching, I told Liam, like, you need identity switching. It means when you stop working at 6, 7, whatever time you work, you need to have a stop. And then you are a friend, a boyfriend, a father, a husband, whatever you're going to be, whatever you are not the guy who's working anymore. And that's important because you cannot be in your mind working while you're with your girl or something. Then you're not there and you're literally wasting time. I don't know how you think about it, but if I'm eating, I don't want to think about work all the time. I want to eat. And if something pops up, I write it down and I continue. Otherwise, the food is for nothing. Also, if I work and while I'm working, I'm eating and texting, I'm not working. I'm literally sabotaging everything. So, James, personally, I would say, like, but you very, yeah. The thing is, you're so disciplined that I don't need to tell much. I just say, like, know that you have the tendency to be cold in interpersonal relationships, and people can dislike you on the long run. That's not going to help you because people after a while are like, yeah, this guy doesn't care, and then they don't text you or let you know. And that's honestly, I don't want to give you a situation I've been into with people around me that they were like lonely at the end. So you don't want to be lonely at the end. That's why I do these tests. Make sure, yeah, like, interact more with the people you like, and also talk like, yo, this is how I am, but I like it and I enjoy it. And at first it's going to be uncomfortable, but just do it. Just see it as an activity because you like challenges. Just see it as a challenge. I also see it as a challenge to say no more often, and I like it. And then I'm like, oh, this, I want to continue. And then your brain is like, oh, let's do it again. So you make use of that skill that you like challenges and like to win. Openness, 50, yeah, 57. 75. No, 50, 57. Yeah. Yeah, that's average, a bit above average. You're quite open, but not highly creative in a sense of that, like, you can you can talk about creative things, but it has a roof, that, like, you don't go too deep into thoughts like some creative people, like, for example, Vion. Yeah, you can let him go and something like, whoa, he connects all those ideas. You have it to a certain point, but then it has to be practical, right? Like, okay, let's make a plan. So yeah, that's good. That's good because, for example, if Liam is super creative and stuff, and you can go with him, but also you're like, okay, let's make a plan. Am I right? Yeah, let's have a structure. Let's make it work. And
Yeah, I
that Luke,
mean, yeah.
huh?
No, I mean, I was going to, yeah, the practicality makes sense to me. Like, I do find I can resonate with creative people really well, and I do have the creativity, but
Yes.
I'm very practical. And especially in the industry we're in, advertising, you want to make advertising, you want to be creative, you're making art, but at the same time, it has to generate results and it has to get you sales. And so, like, my creativity is also very, like, performance related. Like,
Yes.
the creativity isn't just there to look good and be art and sit up on a wall. Not necessarily that type of creative, but creativity that has the practicality behind it.
It's
Exactly.
also where James has taught me a lot, because I'm always like, far end of the creative spectrum, and then he put some strategy behind the creativity. So it's like a good balance. I feel like it's
Very
Yes.
good.
good to have both, in my
Yes, that
opinion.
makes a team, but that makes a team. The businesses I see that are very successful is they have two people like leading the teams, and one of them is very creative and chaotic. Like, that's like me, like chaotic, but that's like they can pop up with great ideas that make like a lot of money. But then on the other side, because the idea is open, but I'm not the person who's gonna do all the activities after, because then everything in me dies. So then somebody else picks it up. He's like, okay, let's make a plan, structured plan. Let's put everybody on the right spot, and boom. So yeah, you make sure creative and ideas pop into money. Otherwise, it will pop into good feelings. But yeah, good feelings don't pay your bills, right? So that's a
It's
great
like the
cooperation.
visionary integrator relationship.
It's a huge win. When my best friend would do all the operational stuff, he dies. He literally his neuroticism is super high. So neuroticism high is not a bad thing. It just is. But if you set people on the wrong place, it gets triggered fast, and then people are like frustrated. Yeah, you know, how are you gonna win if you're frustrated? So, for example, Wian, you need you need a guy like James or Liam that says, okay, now back to reality. Yeah, that's it. Like real structures and deadlines and until here. So yeah, good, James. Makes sense for you. But the thing is also, you're not your openness is 57, and then your conscientiousness is 98. So you will, like, it's your tendency to make it happen. Like, tendency, it's like almost 100. So if I would have big things that need to be like working well, I would choose you. I would like say, yo, because I can rely on it. I know people who have a high conscientiousness, and you can rely on finishing tasks. All right. One thing that's super important about conscientiousness, one thing for everybody, is like, it's great to be a hard worker, eye for detail, persistent, but they also have a weaker spot, and that's if there's no if they have vacation, or their agenda, they cannot open their agenda, or something, they have chaos, because it's like, fuck, they rely on systems very strongly. And hey, in business, great, but they are not that good. They have to train it to be adaptive in the moment. Because people with low conscientiousness, they're very creative. They can make anything out of, they can make everything out of nothing. And there will be days that you have no structure system. You move, you are going from place to place, you're in an airplane. Yeah, if you're there for 3 days feeling shit, that's not what you want. So what you want is to be okay that sometimes things don't go as you plan. That's really important. But also let people know around you, like, hey, when, because I one thing they hate, conscientious people, they hate it when somebody says, hey, by the way, I canceled our plans, so we're gonna do something different. And you're like, oh fuck, I already look forward to it. I see James' face, like, fuck that shit. I already planned it, it was in my mind, and it stays in my mind. What is important is that you let people know. It is not boundary setting, it's more like to inform them on time, like, hey, if we see each other next week, or we have that meeting, please let me know 24 hours before if it is a yes or no. Or do a reminder, because you hate it last time. But creative people are like, oh, I'll do something else, right? Beyond, you're like, I have 20 other things on my mind. Let me do another thing. And then they forget that they had an appointment. But you are like, I had the appointment. I am on time. You have to be there, right? So communicate with people, be on time, otherwise I get angry. Just say it, like, otherwise I'm gonna get angry. They're like, oh shit, I don't want to have them to get angry, so I will watch it. I will let him know if I don't see him 24 hours before, because then you can still make plans, right? I hate it when people cancel me last minute. I hate it. I'm like, fuck you, I'm not gonna see you anymore. And then one day later I say it's okay. Okay. Guys, last thing I want to say is, like, this personality test mostly is interpersonal. We need each other. So you need each other. Really, you need each other. I've done 2 studies that are like very scientific, and that's all cool. But at the end, the teacher said, like, you know, guys, everything I teach you doesn't even matter if you're not good with people. Because to feel autonomous, to feel connected, to be yourself, how can you be yourself without others? They are mirrors. So I know people like time off and being like with themselves, and that's good. But don't forget that we only survive when we connect with other human beings. Otherwise, we die. So if you have feel moments of loneliness, or feeling shit, take your time. Luke will take more time for himself than Vian, for example. But go out there and talk. It's literally proven that if you just share, or you just be with a friend like this, and you don't talk for an hour and then you start to talk, it will help more than staying alone. So you guys have a great team. I'm very jealous of it in a good way. Honestly, I'm so jealous of good teams because it's very rare. And yeah, you have a mission, so go for it all. And I wish you the best of luck.
Sarush, thank you so much for your time, brother.
Thank you, man.
I really
Thank
feel
you, man.
like you're
Thank you, man.
expert in your field, very knowledgeable, and you showcase that to us today very, very clearly. So yeah, man, I admire your knowledge, and thank you very much for sharing some of it with us today. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank
Very
you.
valuable.
100%.
I really
100%.
appreciate it.
Very cool
Thank you for
activity.
the-
Very good activity.
excuse me for the little how do I say it? The little switch. But when I'm in the moment, hey, everything is like one piece of information. So thank you for your sharpness. That's really good. And I look forward to talking to you later. I just want to make one picture together. Only Kiara's not there, so I will edit her in. And then yeah, Liam, he's smiling. Okay, let's do all like a thumbs up or something, because then everybody knows it was good. Yes, 1, 2, 3, and click. Great. Wow.
Of course, my balloon.
James, you ruined
That's
it.
classic, bro.
Liam
I
is
should have
going
just
to a
put the
disco
ruined it.
party.
not the
Funny,
peeps.
man.
Thank you,
Ruined
guys.
it.
So
Alright, boys.
you guys gonna be stay in this meeting or what? Because I made the meeting, then I gonna leave it, or what is the plan, Liam?
If you leave the meeting, will it end for us?
Yes, that's why. If I leave the meeting, it will stay for you guys. If I end the meeting, everything goes away.
Yeah, we might stay for a second or so. If you need to leave, that's all good, bro. But
Yes.
Sarush, dude, again, really appreciate your time, man. If you can send me this recording, that would be great.
Yes.
And then yeah, we'll chat on WhatsApp, bro. Yeah, it was really, really valuable, man. So thank you
Yeah,
again.
Good to
thank you
hear. It
very
was a
much for your
pleasure,
time.
guys. I like your
For sure,
energy
though.
and team. You're gonna kick some ass this year. Make it happen, yes?
Come on.
We will.
Yeah.
We
It's
are.
been a couple of months
Come
ahead.
We
on.
are.
We
Let's
are.
go, guys. Let's
Yeah,
go.
James
Hungry
is on
South
it.
Africans.
We've chosen our enemies wisely, and we're coming for them every day, especially Vian, bro. This guy loves absolutely smashing out the references that we give him for ads.
I know
The
what you
hype.
guys have a common enemy. I also have a common enemy. I won't tell you what, but it's a huge one. So keep pressing it, yes?
Come on.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
100%.
Bye bye, brother.
Cheers, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bro.
Wait, Surush, with the recording, if you leave, is it gonna stop recording, or how do we stop recording this?
Oh wait, 1 second. I did it. Nice. Okay,
You
it's
stop
fixed.
recording?
Yeah. I will assign. Let me see. Leave meeting. I will assign you, Liam. Okay. Ciao, guys. It was a pleasure.
Cheers,
Bye
Surush.
bye.
Thank you very much, brother.
Cheers,
Bye
bro.
bye.
Good, man.
Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, boys, don't have to stay in too much longer. I know it was a long call, so thank you for all coming and attending. I think it was really valuable. Even if you take one little nugget away from that, I think it can compound into big changes in your life. So, yeah, how did you guys find it?
Very sick.
Super.
So interesting.
Yeah,
Very
super.
I find it very interesting.
Very good.
I find whenever I do tests like this, because I've done a few, I always feel like, am I just choosing the answers everyone's gonna choose? But seeing how different everybody else is really like, it puts a little bit more belief in these tests for me.